So I finished up the joinery that we had for the underground section in the walls here. All around it's done. And the only remaining part here is the floor. So I open up the AutoCAD file and then I go to the underground plan. Right here we have the underground flooring plan. Here we have granite stone 60 by 60 centimeters and it's according to the joinery charts. So here we have the granite stone again, and then here we have it again. So let's go to the joinery chart to see what we have for this section. So here for the parking, we have granite stone 60 by 60, for the warehouse 60 by 60, and then for the facilities, we have 60 by 60, and then granite stone again. So as you've noticed, they all have the same material. So let's go back to the details. Here we have the detailing for the underground. So let me find it. And here it is, the detailing of the flooring of the underground. Let me just grab this text here and then pull it up here. So up to this point, we have done the concrete section here, and the only part remaining is the joinery. And as you can see, these are the materials that we'll be using for this part. Here we have the sand and cement, mortar, floor carpet, and there it is. So I go back to the Revit file. Here I'll go to the Collaborate tab that we have. Let me go here, and then I'll open up the worksets. Then I'll select all of these. There we go. And then I'll create a new one. Here. And there it is. So I'll name this one Floor Dash Finishing. And there it is. So I hit OK. This is all okay. So I hit OK here as well. Then we're going to go to the architecture section. Then I'll select the floor tool. Then we go to the edit type, get a duplicate of this, and then I'll name it parking flooring. Or maybe, no, it's fine. Let's go with this one. Let me see if I can find anything that's better. No, this will do. So I'll hit OK. And then I'll open up this part. So I'll check the preview here. Let me just minimize this a bit. There we go. So then we go to the structure, and for the thickness of it, we'll put in 20 millimeters. So I'll put this under the substrate tab, and then I'll insert the new one. And there it is. So now for the thickness of this one, we'll go with 20 millimeters again. This will be for the insulation, and then we'll edit it later on. So I insert once again. So this one's gonna be for our sand and cement coating. So I'll put it for 30 millimeters. Or let's just go with 20 for now. Let me put it under a millimeter and then insert again. So for this one, I'll type in 30 millimeters. Let me just take a look at these ones and then I'll edit it a bit. So 20 here, 15 here, and 20 for this one again. And there we go. So let me just take a quick look at the CAD file that we had and then the joinery for the parking. So here we have travertine stone and it's 60 by 60. So here in the charts, I'll hit insert again and then up. And for the thickness of this one, I'll put in 20. So this is what it looks like. As you can see, it's all according to the chart. So this one's going to be the installation here. For this one, I'll choose the finish, the fourth type. And then for this one again as well. So let's see what we should do after this. I'll just take a look at the joinery chart that we had. Here we had smooth cement for waterproofing bed. So let's come back to the assembly here, and then I'll click on this one. I'll open up the browser and I'll search for smooth cement to see if we've made any or not. It seems like we haven't, so I'll just open up the notepad quickly here. Just a second so I can do that. And there it is. So we go to the floor sections that we have here. Let me just make a line here. So Control C on the floors. So we copy it. And then we go down here, a couple of enters to create a bunch of lines. And then tab on this first one. So let me see what we should write here. I knew it's smooth cement, but let me take a look at the detailing that we had. It's smooth cement for waterproofing bit. So let me just type it out here. And after we've done that, I hit a tab. And then after that, Control V to paste the floors again, and then I'll save it. Let's just see if it can save it. All right, and there it is. Now let's go to the next floor material that we had, and I'll make a new line here. I'll name it F-10. So for this next part, the next material that we have is floor carpet according to the joinery chart. So I just type it out here, and then tab, and then Control V to paste the floors again. So let's see what else we need. We need travertine stone. So let me see if we've made any in the keynote here. Here we need granite stone. So let me just search for it in the notepad to see if we made this one. Let me just type it out. And yes, we have. So there we go. It's all right. I'll just save the file up to this point. There we go. Then I go back to the Revit file, cancel on this one, and then OK here. OK here again, and then I go to the Annotate tab. I open up the settings and I reload, and I hit OK. And then I go to the Modify tool here. And as I've done that, I go to the Type Properties again, and then I'll click on this one. Let's just open up the material browser for this one, and then I'll get a duplicate of this. So for this one, I'm going to choose the name Smooth Cement. So then we use Ctrl C to copy it, and then we'll paste it in the description as well. Then the class will be concrete, and then I'll open up the keynotes, go to this section here in the lower parts, in the floors, and here I'll select the smooth cement. So then I go to the appearance tab, and then I get a duplicate of it. Let me just delete this, and I'll paste these ones here. There we go. I'll just change the coloring of it a bit. Here we go. There it is. And for this one, I'll put it on maybe orange. And then I'll change the coloring for this one as well, which you don't need to do necessarily, but we'll do it so we can see the changes. And then we go to the appearance tab. It's all okay, so we close this one, and then here we'll click on the insulation. So here, let's see what we have next is material, so we can look for it in the material browser. I'll just take a quick look at it in the AutoCAD. It says waterproofing and sandblasting on it. So it's waterproofing plus sandblasting. So here in the material box, I'll look for insulation. Let me just type it in, and there it is. So I'll select this one that says waterproofing or waterproofing insulation, and then I'll go to the hatchings here, and then I'll select the solid. I'll put the coloring down as black, and there we go. So the other parts seem to be fine, so we apply it, and there we go. So let's see what this says. It says that this one's a duplicate of another one. So I'll go here and I'll click on sandblasting that we have. All right, and okay. I'll open up the notepad again so I can make a new line. Here I'll name it F-11, and then I'll type in sandblasting. Then tab and then Control V to paste the floors again. And then we save the file. So let's see where we were supposed to go. Here. I'll click on the sandblasting that we had. And here in the material browser, I'll look for sand. And let me see if I can find anything that's useful. I'll pull this up. And there we go. So here I'll open up the paint category. Let me see if we have anything useful here. Then plaster, and then miscellaneous, and it seems to be here. So I'll add it upstairs. Just cancel this one. I'll duplicate this one here, and I'm going to name it sandblasting. So I go to the identity tab and I'll paste the name of it. So here I'll paste it in description as well. We haven't made the keynote yet, so let me just paste it in mark as well. And after that, let's go to the appearance tab, get a duplicate of this, then Control V in the name, and then the description, and I'll just make the color a bit brighter. So let's see if we have anything useful to us in new material that we can replace with this one. So these ones that we have here, they have the yellow triangle. They are the older ones. So let's see if we have any newer versions here in the stone category. There seem to be a couple of newer versions here. So let's see. This one seems fine, and so I'll add it here. So, all right, it looks fine. Here we delete this one, Control V here. You don't necessarily need to rewrite these ones, but I'll just do it so I can find them better. And after that, we go to the graphics tab, and then we'll check this box for use render appearance. And then here in the cut section, I'll look for sand. Let's see if we have any. I'll select it, and for the color, we'll go with something like this. It's a bit of a yellow. And then we'll do the same in the surface as well. I'll open this and then select the sand. And as for the color, this one seems fine, and then okay. So after doing that, I hit apply, and there it is.